Chapter 6, Final Confrontation and Resolution. The crystal plains of Elyria trembled with anticipation as Ori, Lyra, and Kael faced Malachi in the heart of the quantum nexus. Towering energy conduits pulsed with an ominous light, casting fractured shadows across the battlefield where the fate of two worlds would be decided. Malachi stood tall, his form seemingly composed of both technological augmentations and dark magical energy. "You cannot comprehend the true power of the balance," he declared, his voice resonating with a mechanical undertone. "I will reshape reality itself, breaking the limitations that have constrained our potential." Ori stepped forward, his father's compass glowing softly at his side. The years of uncertainty, the journey through Elyria, and the lessons learned from Lyra and Kael crystallized in this moment. He understood now that the balance was not about control, but about harmony. "The balance isn't something to be conquered," Ori responded, his voice steady. "It's something to be understood and respected." Lyra's scientific instruments hummed with energy, tracking the complex interactions of magical and technological forces around them. Kael moved like a shadow, his form shifting and preparing to support Ori in the critical moments ahead. The rebels they had gathered throughout their journeys surrounded the periphery of the battlefield. Beings of various origins, some purely technological, some magical, some a remarkable fusion of both, stood united against the Order of the Black Sun. Malachi launched the first attack, sending waves of destabilizing energy that warped the very fabric of reality. Crystalline structures around them began to crack and shift, responding to the violent magical scientific assault. Ori realized this was more than a battle. It was a test of understanding the delicate interconnections that maintained Elyria's existence. Drawing upon everything he had learned, Ori began to channel the energy around him. Unlike previous encounters, he didn't resist or try to control the magical currents. Instead, he listened to them, understood their rhythm, and guided them with gentle, precise movements. The rebels joined the battle, their diverse abilities creating a complex tapestry of resistance. Technological constructs merged with magical manifestations, each strike carefully coordinated to challenge Malachi's dominance. Lyra's scientific insights proved crucial. She analyzed the energy patterns, identifying vulnerabilities in Malachi's assault. "The resonance crystal's core is his primary power source," she shouted. "If we can disrupt its harmonic frequency, we can destabilize his entire system." Kael moved like liquid darkness, creating intricate shadow barriers that absorbed and redirected Malachi's most destructive attacks. His ancient knowledge of Elyria's fundamental energies complemented Ori's emerging abilities. The battle reached a crescendo. Malachi, realizing the depth of Ori's connection to the balance, unleashed his most powerful attack, a convergence of magical and technological energies designed to obliterate everything in its path. But Ori was ready. Instead of fighting the energy, he opened himself completely to its flow. The compass at his side began to resonate, transforming into a conduit that channeled and redistributed the destructive force. A blinding flash erupted, and when the light receded, Malachi stood transformed. The technological augmentations crumbled, revealing a vulnerable figure stripped of artificial power. "The balance cannot be controlled," Ori stated firmly. "It can only be respected." With Malachi defeated, the immediate threat to Elyria dissolved. The rebels celebrated, but Ori knew their work was far from over. The world would need healing, understanding, and a new approach to the relationship between magic and science. As the dust settled, Ori faced a profound choice. The portal back to his village existed, a shimmering reminder of where his journey began. But Elyria had become more than just a mysterious world. It was now a part of him. Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder. "Your choice will reshape both our worlds," she said softly. Kael, his shadowy form more substantial now, nodded in agreement. The prophecy was never about saving Elyria. It was about understanding the connections that bind all existence. Ori looked out over the transformed landscape, crystal towers rebuilding themselves, magical energies intertwining with technological reconstructions. He realized his journey was about more than victory. It was about transformation. As the first light of a new day broke over Elyria, Ori made his decision. His adventure was far from over. It was, in many ways, just beginning.